the guy they want say that base of consciousness say now that realm when we say God they exist when we don't feel explain. But to me though, my whole input for this thing be say if someone not get brain, you feel they conscious if you are brain dead. Not be still organ be that, not be still biological organ be that at the end of the day. Because if you're brain dead, if you dey brain dead, tell me consciousness now. You are not conscious of anything. So if still this thing when you call as if it is mysterious, it's still a function of waiting there our body. What's the use of it? Why do we care?
Ray, just be like say you know what will be the talk before you join, because there was someone was here, and I think almost exactly the question you just brought to the platform was what he was trying to come up with. So he was saying that the mind is different from the brain. In other words, that the mind can function independently on its own, without the brain, which for me, I find it very dumb and very, stupid, like nonsensical. Do you get the point? Because I specifically asked him, can your mind function without the brain? And he said yes. And that was where I just ended that, conversation with him, because I mean, I don't know, I stand to be corrected if any of you think otherwise. Do you think that, just like you said, can we be aware? Can we be conscious of our surrounding of, events or happenings around us without the brain? How can the mind function without the brain, being active? If we remove the brain from I think, in fact, the brain is the most important part of the human. Because
sorry for interrupting. If mind can work without brain, then what is that to indicate the signal?
I mean, you see, this is why I keep saying that these people, they just, maybe because they got indoctrinated, and they consider it to be education. They can be fluent or eloquent in their speech or whatever. Then they now consider it as a yardstick to, measuring intelligence or whatever. I don't get it. Why is it that people talk, yet they do not take a very deep, thoughts of whatever thing? They just open their mouth and they just talk nonsense. Do you get the point? So if the brain is removed from where it is or from the human body, what essence is that body or whatever thing you think you've got? How can any other thing function without the brain? You get the point? They do not really understand terms or words. What they say, they don't talk. They just talk, speak grammar, speak English. And that always make me to go back to what my uncle told me years ago, that passing sense is never passing sense. And that is correct. And it most applies to religious people, to be honest.
True. They don't go theology school. They don't go study some psychologists and neurologists. They form some terminology. Say they want to use state debate. Rubbish. Because at the end of the day, some people when they claim today say, they have a near-death experience. This common, this thing when come on one time, they say people go say they buy. After they buy, they see what God tell them, they bring message back. When you buy, some people claim say that they look their body for hospitals, that they are sent, they go wherever they go through tunnel. Everybody get the same story. So how do you now have consciousness to even see your body, which is a product of your brain? You understand? And you know they there again. You don't come up for the body. You have like the issue when we talk about this hellfire when they say if hell they burn you, go they torment you, go they feel pain. How you go they feel pain when they say you be spirit and your body not there again, or you don't lost all senses? So the idea is just rubbish. The brain. Yeah, go ahead.
And even the Bible say that the death is conscious of nothing. It is in the Bible that the death is conscious of nothing.
It's a crazy thing. It's just it's a woo-woo nonsense when they speak from their mouth, or just to sound intelligent, and they're not. They are not at all. So the guy they talk about Bible just now, the history of the Bible. I think the guy need to go do more work, and he just need to go study. He not do much. He may just Google any book, even if not 200 pages or 100 pages, the history of the Bible, or how the Bible was compiled. If they all of them, if he buy the book, if he buy the audio book, if he not, hard. All the counsel.
My understanding on that conversation is that there is nothing that is called word of God. That is my own understanding. For you to say that maybe Bible is a collective of books, that means it is human being that fabricated that, which is not word of God. And I have also challenged somebody before. Okay, you say that the Bible is the word of God, and you claim that God gave Moses 10 commandments directly. He gave him 10 commandments, not 10 commandments, because it's more than 10 commandments. Then after he came and said that they are worshiping idol, he broke it. After breaking it, they pick up 10 pieces out of it. And that Bible also said that if you keep the whole commandment and fail one, you have failed all. And they are keeping 10. What about the other ones that they did not pick, which means they fail all? And also that Bible that gave them that commandment did not write any verse in the Bible. That God that gave them that commandment did not write any verse in the Bible on his name. Jesus that came to the world did not write any verse on his name. Then they are telling us that it was people that are inspired by the Holy Spirit to write the Bible. Is that not a foolishness?
Oh my God. Indoctrination are bad, my brother. Indoctrination is bad. It's really bad. Really bad. Bad. Because if you take a look at this, if an all-powerful God can give a human being a tablet, in whatever Mount Sinai or whatnot, are you telling me that same God don't make himself known to the world and say, see my command, I go right on for sky? Are you telling me he can't do that? Okay, we know they worthy enough for him to do it. So for people when they worthy, how would we not believe those people based on word of mouth? So for people who don't believe, you can't blame them. You can never blame them. You don't get any blame. And those people, if they carry you go court, they go win you flat out. If they don't even need lawyer, they go advocate for themselves.
Exactly. And to even worsen the whole thing, this God still claimed not to be an author of confusion. But then he has successfully created confusion amongst, people. Do you get the point? Because I don't see how this God would reveal himself to you, maybe you, Ray, and does not reveal himself to the rest of us, the rest 25 or 26 people here in the life. Is that not confusion? Now he now instructs you that he has revealed himself to go about telling the rest of the 25 people here about what he has what he revealed to you about. I mean, there is that tendency that larger percentage of us will not agree to what whatever information or message you come with. That's confusion. He has also created that confusion. So we really do not see. In fact, it would have been better, as if this God had instilled that his consciousness into every one of us, like that is knowledge without stress. Just like as we grew up, we automatically, have that knowledge or, this mindset of this God in us. And the same thing you have will be the same thing with every other person. We will not have differences. Do you get the point? Because he's omniscient, he's omniscient, he's all powerful and all of. So he has what he takes. So if this God is in that position where he has all of these, wonderful, powers or attributes, then what stopped him from doing those things? So this is how we know that all of these things are just okay. Go on. Yeah, behind the scene. Welcome. Yeah, someone was saying some,
And
was
another
trying
thing
to
is
say
that
something. You can go.
another thing is that yeah, that is me. And another thing is that that their God referred them to worship oracle also. I can give you the quotation in the Bible. That their God, that they think that is a supernatural power or whatever. He approved them to worship an idol.
Even
Can you,
from
do you have any reference, any Bible reference to back that up? Let's see. Edu? Because for me, I
You
go
say?
by, okay, can you hear me? I think
Yes.
his network is breaking. But then, whichever way we try
I'm hearing
to,
you.
okay, you said that the God even encourages them to have other gods, like to worship other gods. Do you have any Bible reference to that? Because for me, I want to know. I've always hold a different you know position to that. So let me get.
Yeah. I will give you the quotation now.
Yeah, give me.
The
Let's
quotation
read
is
it. I have.
Exodus 25 verse. Yeah, the quotation is Exodus 25 verse 18.
Okay.
Then another one is 22. Exodus 25 verse 22 also.
Okay, let me read that Exodus 25 verse 18. Make two winged creatures of hammered wood, one for each end of the lid. Make them so that they form one piece with the lid. Ah, I see. The winged creatures are to face each other across the lid, and their outspread wings are to cover it. Put the two stone tablets inside the box and put the lid on top of it. I see. Okay. I got that. But then this is still confusion. It still boils down to what we were saying earlier. If this God gave a 10 commandments and one of those
Even
10
22 self.
commandments, yeah, there's even no point reading further. I think this has established your point.
is a graven
Then
image.
yeah, point is, if this God came up with 10 commandments, and one of those commandments remains, do not have any other God before me, thou shalt not worship any other God. Now he still instructs the same people he commanded not to have any other God before him to have a graven image. I mean, what is that, my people? Abemona help me later. Waiting, not be confusion.
A confusion now.
I mean, it's crazy, bro. These things doesn't. And at the end of the day, I also ask, how is it that this God demands absolute worship? Like he wants humans to worship him absolutely, which is the reason why he gave that one of those that commandment: do not have any other God before me. But then he's still the creator of everything, which means he also created this God. And just like our topic says, why is God a jealous God? This God is a jealous God. Do you get the point? So why is it that this jealous God went ahead to create, in creating other gods, and does not want us to worship those gods? So what's the point of creating these gods in the first place as a jealous God you are? Are you telling us you intentionally created competition for yourself? How does this, and how do you connect all of these things together? It doesn't make sense to somebody like me. Do you get the point? And to any reasonable or critical, person, the thinking person, do you get the point? So these
It's
are the
just like
things.
the confusion.
Yeah.
It's just like when he said in the beginning, God created. That word is not God, though. That word is Elohim. It meaning many gods. You
And
understand?
if you
But
go
but what?
if you
But
go
if
to Psalm 4 verse 3, Psalm 4 verse 3, if you go to Psalm 4 verse 3, you see where he explained them as as a confused people. Those that call themselves followers.
You see, You are right. Everything we see is just a proof that this God is just a creation of man, because we know that it is only humans that has what it takes to be jealous. And this makes me to, completely understand that it is not what they've always, brainwashed us or indoctrinated us to believe, that we are created in the image and after God's likeness, and it is actually, the other way around. Men, we humans created God after their, in their own image and, in their own likeness. Because when you look at the characteristics of this God, they are very much common with humans. Do you get the point? It's only human as far as we know. Humans are jealous. So why is it that this God is a jealous God? Do you get the point? So humans are transactional. That is why when he even says in his he loves you, that he gave his only begotten son and all. But then you see that in order for you to experience this God's love for you, you have to give him something. Do you get the point? It's transactional. You have to accept him. You have to accept that so you are giving something in order for you to accept, to gain something. And that makes me to know that even though the Bible claims otherwise, but then it doesn't change the fact that the love of God is totally conditional. It's not an unconditional love as the religious people of the Bible has always wanted us to believe. It's not unconditional. It is completely, conditional. You give in something in order to gain something, of which when you do not give out that something, you will never experience or enjoy this is love, which is why we have the head fire and all of those things. So I mean, people should just think deeper. They should just
another thing is that to my own.
Go on.
Create man in our own image. That word is being referred to a man and a woman. That means let us procreate. Let us procreate. So that's my own simple understanding about it.
You know what someone said yesterday? He said when he said Moses used the rod to split the Red Sea, that he was his manhood. He used to split that. I
agree with that person. Ebola. Ebola no get joy, yo. Now I'm going to be like 12 point something inch feet. So.
He said that coded language that they use for us.
No, behind Sabi all those kind of things. Behind that beg, tell us. Now Ebola have been waiting you use. Tell us. You Sabi all those kind of things.
That their God is a God of time.
No call me, oh. No call me. I'm a righteous person. No call me. Brother, there's something I've been wondering on, on this God issue. You get? Don't know if you can hear me.
We can hear, yeah.
Can hear you.
Okay. Yes. Say I'm over 30, okay? But if I go house, if I go villa, I go see the sleep, all those nights where we say cold go there. I go to sleep. Before I wake up, you will come be say my mother don't enter my room, using wrapper cover me. You get?
Yeah.
So I no beg am for the covering, but she just know say this boy now stay my son. No matter how old you don't grow, she always enter my room, he go cover me. So I go come wake up, I go come see say, she don't cover me. Now, this is just my mother. Why is it that this God will want people to pray? We want people to fast. We want people to go to the mountain. We want people to roll on the ground. We want people to do all sorts of things in the name of prayer before he will answer them. Now, again, you don't pray for sickness to come to your body. See, you go just collect. Sickness go just enter. But for you now to get the sickness out of your body, you have to pray. You have to fast. You have to speak in tongues. Whereas even like the ideology of Christianity, now Satan brings sickness, abi. So how powerful is Satan against this God that you don't even need to pray? You don't even need to have faith. Sickness will just come. You don't even need to have faith. Things go from devil enter your body, abi. So why is it that this God, for him to now remove what the Satan, which is a weak person, abi, that the Christian concept says that Satan is a is powerless. So someone that is powerless go put something for your body, go collect them without you having faith, without you praying, without you wishing for it. It go just come. Now the all-powerful God that you say is in your Bible, you now have to pray, you now have to fast, you now have to do everything for him to take it away. Yet it will not go away. Sometimes he go even buy you. So you will be, I believe Christian is here. And I want them to go through this and process this information and give a proper response for it. You know. So why is it that with your faith, with your speaking in tongues, with your fasting, with your prayers and everything, waiting Satan put for your body no fit come out? But Satan is a powerless somebody, abi. But your God is all powerful. So please respond, a Christian, please.
Yeah, exactly. And we will love it most if, those Christians or that Christian can just send a request so that he will explain to us, and everyone will be able to hear his or her voice. The comments is very good, but then is not enough. Behind the point is, why we keep waiting for them to come up, because I know, that they will always, they are not scared. They have what it takes. Of course, they have the Holy Spirit, and they really do not even if you think within you are not really a baby Christian, because we've got the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit has promised to teach you all things, to tell you all things, and even assured you that you should not take thought of what to think, that in that difficult time, as when you are faced with difficulty, that you would minister, you give you what to say exactly. So don't panic. Send your request. We'll have you here. But while we wait for you, the point is just in addition to what you said behind. If this God has got all it takes to deliver, heal them, give them miracle, heal the sick, heal the blind, the point is this: why does this God wait until his followers are, captured, in that unfortunate, circumstances before he reacts? What stopped him from preventing it in the first place? Of what benefit is it to this God that his people, go through these pains before he reacts, when he has all it takes to have, prevented it in the first place? And I was asked religious people, which do you think is the best method or best, to solving problems? Do you think we should resort to prevention or cure? Every one of them will tell you that prevention is always better than cure. And I go back to asking them, I say, if you, as a mortal, not mere human, whom the Bible, your God, also considers your knowledge, as foolishness before him, why is it, and he also claimed to have created you in his image and after his likeness, then why is it that this your God could not consider prevention? Do you get the point? Why does he resort to cure rather than prevention? If you say that prevention is better, better than cure. So, for those of people who come out and say miracles and then you suffered for 20 years, 5 years, 2 years, 6 months, and all of that, and God cured you, I look at them as very confused people. Do you get the point? Why didn't this your God prevent the whole thing from in the whole place? So, and it goes all down the way. We've always seen a God that lacks accountability, that is not ready to take responsibilities. And That is why I know, I mean, why Christians or people who believe in him are not accountable, are not very much. Do you get the point? They are just like father, like son. Anyways, send your requests.
Let me
Send
play
your
devil's
requests.
advocate. Let me play devil's advocate a little bit. And
Okay,
this
better.
question
At
is
least
very.
it's good.
Before anybody come up, this question is very important because to the Christian, they see this as if you will never understand it until you are part of the cult that they believe in. And I have asked this kind of question before in a gathering because I was the head of department in church. I just run around and just wanted to know how people feel or how they think. And the kind of congestion they make to give me an answer was almost the same thing across, but like, okay, what they think was the state of, we are in a fallen state as a human being in this world, meaning we get original sin. By default, we get separated from God. By default. The issue of original sin, we are separated from God. And because we are separated from God, by default, we are now in the camp of the evil one, which is a roaring lion looking for anybody when one destroy. And that until you make that move, until you make that decision to say, okay, I want to accept the person when provide me this free will, to now say, okay, receive me, I know I won't be your own, I want to accept you as my only God and everything. It's not as if you accept devil as God before, but that one are default according to them. Now I have to make a conscious choice to say I want to accept you to be my God. Then within that cult, then I can now be have an inheritance into all the largesse and the benefit when that my father they provide. But the question now be say, even within this cult, we don't see people when don't die of cancer, right? We don't see people when don't die of all various diseases. We don't see divorce. We don't see all those things. Wait till they see they happen for outside. Why it be say all these things when we know see they happen for outside, see they happen within? And the answer has always been, okay, maybe these people not get faith enough. Maybe say na God will. All this kind of rubbish talk, but they pop up. Okay, let's say I accept, say I get original sin. I accept, say, nah, devil be my papa. I accept, say, when they born me with sin. And they shape me in iniquity. Say I accept. Now, don't be part of your home. Now, I need to now do extra work for you to answer my prayer, for you to provide for me, for you to give me wisdom to get good job, or to provide for my family. I go to pray, may I get light some days, the day when light not day. All the food when I cook for fridge, all of them don't spoil because I don't feel afford a generator or whatever when go power my fridge. So all these things, and all my best friend don't die of different diseases for church. So we see they get excuses. The excuses see they long they go. The excuses never stop. Hey, you not pray enough, or you not get faith enough. Whereas now the Bible tells say if the faith they as mustard seed, and I don't see the mustard seed for I. That thing is small. It's small, so is one of the smallest seed. Say if you get as faith as small as this mustard seed, your prayer go answer. Will be answered. So all the excuses just keep going and keep going. And there you go, no say person when he gets sense go come no say, may I sit back, relax. Whether I pray or not, na nonsense. But anytime when be say somebody you can do testimony for church, say, oh, see what God do for us. Say, you see what I tell you, this is what God can do. So that's why I tell people. I don't say I don't play devil's advocate for the other hand. I just like they argue both ends. Now you can see obviously the side when the weight of the argument support, which is the fact that you don't need all these things. Now trick, now scam. It just be like when those days for Benin, when they scam people for taxi, you enter taxi, there's some people say, Oga, what do you put for boot? What do you put for boot? Then they say, Oga, no verse, I go give you inside. You know, then they'll come lure you into round. You will come be part of the court in a way they don't convince you. Say, they need to buy this chemical to take the wash this money may turn to money. This paper may take the turn to money. Then you go come say, how much we can need to take buy the chemical now? You say we need so and so amount. Then they go, they drag you inside. Then you go run, go house, go collect money. People will ask you, say, why they collect money? You will not even tell them. This is pure court. Because you will always have an excuse to stay in there. Because they have already created hope inside your head. Once they lock up that hope inside your head, that hope to remove a problem. So my brother, there's no defense any religious person can make on this question. No defense. He no day.
Exactly. Yeah.
He no day. Zero. He no day. I can argue both ends. He no day.
And that's why they always resort to telling you about believe, this or that. You know, but then it still does not justify anything. It still does not validate anything, because they end up, you see, one thing religious people do without even recognizing it is that they end up proving our point that that this God does not exist. Even while they try or they struggle to, you know, in that they attempt to prove that this God exists, they end up proving our point that it does not exist. Because then, if you say that this God is all powerful, all this, you know, a miracle working God, and everything they say, how then do we not, even you, who is saying that this God, let me just dwell with some of the things you said. You know, some of them who claim or who say that this God is a miracle working God, that he heals the sick. Some of them are, you know, are sick. You know, they have one disease or the other, which is normal. That is the reality. The human body, you know, even without anything, you can develop one critical or one minor sickness or disease. It's normal. But then, how then do you still hold that position that this God is this, he heals it? But then you've been diagnosed of one particular disease or the other. Even if not you, there are still various millions of Christians who are, you know, inflicted or who are suffering from. So how is this God being whom you are trying to convince us he is? He's never healed anyone. In fact, as far as Nigeria is concerned, those people, most of those people who are in those hospitals are religious people, Christians especially. How do you tell us that this God is all this, is all powerful, but then the devil is still there? Problems are still going on and all. There is no way. The more you try to prove this position or this God, those attributes that you've personally ascribed to him, whether through your Bible or through your own individual, whatever, it still boils down to proving our point that this God is not there. Because you cannot tell us that a God is there, all-loving God, all this, all that, but then it's not what we are observing in our today world, yes, in our reality. It doesn't make any sense, because you can't tell me that if I buy or that there is a phone on the table, an iPhone on the table in the sitting room, and I go there in the sitting room to get the phone and I don't find anything. It is not there. The only way you need to convince me or to make me accept that the phone is there is to show me exactly where the phone is on the table. If you can't show me it is not there, there's no need for you to start going around where telling me believe it is there. What I cannot see, how is it that you even believe in what you've never seen? But there you believe in, you convince yourself that it is there. That is the worst kind of life any human being will ever live or will ever have in this world. You convincing living in denial just because you want to defend something you know nothing about. It is, I mean, it is heartbreaking. Like it is, I don't even know how to, wrap my head around it sometimes. Sometimes I sit back and I wonder. Sometimes when I go to platforms, especially this particular successes, this platform we are, and I hear religious people's arguments, how they want to prove their, and I sit back, I just ask myself within, few seconds or minutes, and I'm like, does it really mean that there used to be a time when I used to believe in all of these things, when I used to argue these things? It's not, I mean, and I look myself, I go say, guy, I don't really move for this life. I go just laugh. I say, hey, you get, so the point is religion and all of these belief things and whatever, it cripples you, mentally, logically, I mean, in every aspect. It discourages critical reasoning, so, and I get the whole thing now. Once you deconstruct from religion, you understand every damn thing they've played on you. That is why they want you to be a believer. They want you to believe, because these people, they already know the thing before you. They understand that words, they understand the meaning of words before they even make use of them. Do you get the point? Before they make use of it. But it is those who practices these things that do not understand. Because you cannot tell me that religious people, or those who invented religion or the Bible, do not understand the meaning of belief when they told you to believe, and they wanted you to believe, or they want you to believe. They must have understood it. That's why they imposed it, or they compelled you or hypnotized you to accept that word. Because they know that belief simply means you to accept something without any proof. And everything they've told you in the religion or in the Bible does not have proof. Why then, if
just imagine, for instance, how you're able to create cognitive dissonance and a shift of reality from people's head. When you remember when 2 Corinthians 4, I think it was verse 17 to 18, just to shift your focus from reality, things that you know, and shift it to what you don't have not seen. He said, for our light affliction, which is for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. That means you should glory in your affliction on this earth as like you are doing it for God. He said, why we look not at the things which are seen, things that we can relate to. He said, don't look at those things, but at the things which you cannot see. For the things which you see now are temporal. That means you do not rely on them, but things which you are not see is eternal. You see how your mind has been shifted. Your mind has been shifted from reality.
Exactly.
Yes. Carefully switch your mind from reality to something that is not real. So the game
will finish.
If they finish work,
I will finish.
Just imagine, for instance. Just imagine, for instance, you see you get one land like that when you want to sell, but it's just that the land now smoke. Say I feel build house for the smoke. When I know say smoke not real, smoke I feel see am, but I know feel build house, even if not real, for instance. But I know say now something when they float, I know feel build anything when you go hold on top. But you say you want to sell them for me, and I did buy them because you don't preach tell me say that smoke so not be it just now my eye they see as a smoke, but that smoke so now land. So this thing even was past smoke. It was past
smoke self. You if you see smoke.
I feel see
if you see smoke, if you make your own smoke, if you see if you refer to they smoke cigar or they smoke anything or they cook, you know what they smoke. We know it. But then all these things when they sell give us where? Yeah, that's why at the end of the day, I tell people this thing. Once you do anything with anybody, as soon as the person starts taking you to spiritual realm, guy, babe, run. Like 2 things they involve. 2 things. Is it that the person has, he has run out of ideas, like, points to defend himself or herself, or he wants to scam you. He wants to scam you. Even when they tell you about spiritual realm, he don't don't go spiritual realm in our spirit. Because as far as we know, this one a physical world. You everything we
you know what I tell them now, as much as you know what I tell them now. I say if you believe in life after death, I say I beg, see what if you do for me. Just run into a driving car or just jump from upstairs, I beg. If not what you believe in, just jump. Since you believe in life after death, you believe say you feel live after death, just jump from upstairs.
Made the whole thing end one time. Made the whole thing end. But then they keep disturbing us and even making it very much uncomfortable for us in here on earth. When they know there is a better, I mean, I don't see how maybe I will be in Nigeria and know that if I sleep and wake up, I will find myself in the United States of America or somewhere in one of the, Australia or anywhere. And I wouldn't want to force even if the sleep is not there, I will go drink sleep pills or medicine, make I fall asleep. So I'll go find myself there. So how? Because I know that there are greener pastures, or I have a better life out that awaits me over there. So, and escape and, save myself from all of the, nonsense happening in Nigeria or around me. So how is it that you know for a fact, you claim to know for a fact that you have a heaven, somewhere called heaven you inherit, after you've left this world. But then you are still subjecting or enjoying the suffering. Baba, bye now. Do that thing that will take you there. It's very simple. And leave this. But then that is to tell you that you see this religion, Baba, a very wicked thing. Even when you know that this thing no make sense, but for whatever reason, I don't know, you still find a means to convince yourself otherwise, just to defend that thing, even when it does not reconcile or tally with your observation so far. Is that not the most dumbest thing for anybody to do in this world? If they keep
bad indoctrination, bad, bro.
I'm telling you, very wicked thing. You see, so
just like they always talk for years, all these pastors and whatnot, all of them know what they go on. They know what's up. They know the truth.
Sure, now
but the influence and the money, they not give up. They not give up.
Yeah.
They not give up. Yeah. The influence and the connection where all those pastors get, they not give up.
And one thing these religious people do, the way I see Christians, my father was a pastor. I was born in deeper life. I grew up there. I've read the Bible. I've preached it. I've taught it. I've a whole lot of things. And to a point, I even left the church, my own church, deeper life, to going into other. I've been almost, into most of these popular churches. You see, so so we always see ourselves as the most spiritual.
I know they watch TV. I know they watch TV that year.
Hey, you want watch TV? You want go air fire? Wait, could you tell us in a devil's box? Say na devil's box. Like
Christmas Day time, we don't dey camp. We don't dey camp.
Retreat now. Christmas, December retreat and Easter retreat.
Yeah, we don't.
Make I tell you one story wey happen. Make I tell you one story. My uncle, he dey work for Shell that year because I grew for Warrior. When he marry Shell, young people they give him television like that. Now like, is it like 2000 and I don't really remember. Now like in 2005, 6 or thereabout. They give him one big. Those ones where they rain that time, big screen. I don't remember how many inches. My uncle tell them, and they use part of the things where they give them as present as gifts to a wedding when he do. He tell them, say no, he call everybody, he reject that television. Best television that year or that time. He reject them. Say no, they say waiting happen. He say say they know they take say na devil's box. This
Devil's
all those
box.
nonsense we come with it. But my uncle really hear out. Companies now, this Oyibo, how they behave. When they give you something, you go misbehave. Until see shishi again from that place. So, but then, what are we saying? What am I saying? At the end of the day, this same man, Kumuyi, we tell people say that devil's box, he still came back to tell people to now they go deeper life. They no be television that they watch them for when they preach all those. Now I can't ask my uncle one day. I say, why is it that when I say the Holy Spirit no be in know everything? So and now the Holy Spirit they tell them all these things. So who they lie between who they wrong? Now Kumuyi having a Holy Spirit they wrong because they always see these people as their God. As in they always see them say anything when they talk, now God talker. Forgetting see that the way they take your mama and your papa take knack, born you, now you take born these people. The way your mama take bread, nothing different. These people are criminals, thief. But the way they don't brainwash us rich. I can't ask and say who they lie. So now don't they watch TV. So he himself they even use TV. That time, if you get TV and you be worker, they find out now suspension straight. I know how many people they don't use a knock suspension. You understand? I know they watch TV. My own papa now, my family and I was everybody now church people like who they highly religious for our play for my own family. My own papa na pastor. That my uncle. He still now need to get position for church, but he no be pastor because of his work. If not being work, he for be pastor. All my sister, all my aunts, all of them, all married to either watchman, Assemblies of God, Deeper Life, choosing. Pass like this. All my sisters, them. Even my own direct, immediate like sisters, all of them, now church people, all of them married. You get so. At the point where I begin be audible, like the day independent on my own, leave family house, my mama literally, she disowned me. She tell me now, pop and play, don't be play. Money what they send give her all, make I say I won't bring shame for the family. But you see how religion bad reach. You're picking we carry for 9 months. You suffer, you know everything, but then you get the mind to disown them just because say you believe in one thing where you don't know. Do you get the point? So, but no be smart thing. So when they come out like this, they talk. If success they come here, they talk, or Ray, or someone, you will not really know what you don't go through. But I don't really know how religion bad reach. You get? For my own mama, will be saying, she like pass for the full house. Everybody know. For him to come to that position, she would disown me. But then, after much, she still came back and we are very much, we don't reconcile and all of those. Because see, I stand my ground, don't be play. You get? So but the point is, how is it that this Holy Spirit or this God, came to, how does he make mistakes? Why is it that something he considered to be evil?
Pagans,
evil now.
Pagans are more
You get the
loving.
point?
The so-called people, when they call pagans, they're more loving than these Christian people. I'll tell you why. Just like you just give your story now, I remember then when I did like GSS 3, now I start Deeper Life. Then my the neighbor to my auntie, because then when I go see my auntie, so the guy we they help him, because he was a bachelor then, we go help him go carry water, fetch water. They can't say which church I they go now say I just the one day our area. I can't say Ingo can they carry me go house. Now so I take start Deeper Life. We can't use bike motorbike can carry me go church. I can't do, at Deeper Life now you go get commitment. I can't do very committed. My brother, at that time when I tell you, so my mama never start church. She's not a believer, she's not anything. Even that time self, she still serve our traditional stuff. Do you know that woman never give me problem one day? She never gave me problem one day. Even before then, when I did primary school, my mistress kind of like introduced me and my cousin to Catholic church. My mom never gave me problem one day. There are times, even then, my mom would send me, ma go buy ogugoro when they sell for house. I'll say, I know they go, I don't be Christian. And my mom never gave me, she not disown me, she not do anything. But if to say that one, say my mom, na Christian, and me, I can't say I know they do again, I not be Christian again. I believe say she for disown me. That's what Christianity will do to you. My mom never gave me any flack one day. I was the only person when they go church for our house. As long as I do the chores and it be my turn. And you know when I did like GS2, GS3, as long as I do my chores and I clean everything, she don't get problem. If you go church, I can't say they go church, they go. You know, say for deeper life, they always do house fellowship. And that house fellowship.
Yeah, I be house fellowship leader now.
And that house fellowship that they
but when I make a no lie, make a no lie. When I begin find out these things, people they leave their own house fellowship, they join. I knock babes that year. As my eye don't open, I no lie you.
You see, so that house fellowship that they assigned duty to us that time. Now they do arrange the chairs, they clean the place. At the early they go, you know. I go early go. Then mama go say, you remember now your turn to cook today because as my popsy died so early and I did younger. So because my mom gave many children at 7, she did share the chores they give us. We get this when you cook supper. You get this when you go do the dishes. You know, like that. You know, as mom see they do, they go arrange everything. And if not the day when I did cook, I go tell my house fellowship leader, I say, now me they do chores to do. He go say, man, no worry, you go talk to mama. So, do you know there are times when I go end up at reach house, my brother don't already start to the cook, or my sister don't already start to do the cooking. Mama no still worry me. I just enter that kitchen, go they do all that things. She know they bother me. But just imagine if that woman was an ardent Christian. And I say, oh, I not be church goer again. Say, no, I just want to be neutral person. She go get a problem with me. That's what religion can do to people, man.
100%. It's not even far-fetched. We can even observe that, even for this TikTok where we did. You should just try. I know you must have experienced it, but for the sake of those who may not, have, just go try it out. Go to religious platforms. You see how we are very much tolerant. Those of us who are not religious, compared to. You get the point. When you go to their platform, right from the comment section, say they don't block you. Talk more of giving you the privilege or the access to come on panel, like on the box. They don't. Even if they do, once you say one or two things, Baba, you are dropped, and the next thing is block one time. But then here, we see how we give them the, all the time we talk, even when we, because they lack discipline. If we bring them down, we still bring them up, because we want to engage, we want to, share knowledge. You get the point, but they don't have room for that.
There's someone here. There's someone in the comment. Come up, Seabars. Seabars, come up, please.
Yeah, I sent him invite. I don't know why he hasn't accepted it. It's there. Don't be a comment section warrior. We need you on the box. That's why we are here. It's almost 12, in my own location. I went to work and I should be having my rest right now. But then I'm here, and likewise every other person. We're here just because of you guys. But then let's just give the time to our sister who just joined us, Kema.
Yes.
Sorry if I didn't get that correctly, but then you are welcome, sister.
Hi. Yes. Hi guys, second time here. So yeah, I'm enjoying the stream. Yeah, I've learned a lot from you guys today, like so much, and I'm just grateful. That's all I can say. Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
definitely.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I wanted to say something. Yeah, last time I was here, I was talking to Mr. Success, and I was saying that, my husband is very much a Christian. And Yeah, so I'm in conflict about that, you know. My family already know, like, I don't really believe in Christianity and all that. But for my husband, he's taking it hard to believe that I'm not a Christian. So he asked me, like, so you don't believe in God? So does that mean that you believe in the devil? No.
You know what? There's this binary thing that they hold in their head. It cannot live. There has to be a binary. There has to be like this dichotomy. Had that be the devil or God?
Yeah.
Because the religion or the philosophy don't really drill them into their head. So there's no
Yeah.
neutral ground. It has to be
It's like I
the
have to
devil.
believe in one or the other. It's like, which team are you on? So we're like clear. And I'm just like, no, I don't believe in the devil. Like, so he's like, so what do you believe in? And I'm like, let's just go back to our, you know, our ancestral traditions. Like, I don't know what to tell him, basically. Like, because once I start talking,
I think though, this is like I have the same situation with you. My wife seldomly now goes to church because she used to be very confrontational when we talk about religion, but now you know that, like, from a scale of 1 to 10, her cognitive dissonance is waning a little bit gradually. So what I do, I don't feed her meat when it comes to knowledge about what I think the word should be. I just feed her baby food for now. So I don't want to rush her into anything. But from my own end, what I've resolved to do, my resolution with her is, I want to demonstrate to her how loving, how exceptional, how wonderful people who don't even believe in religion are. That's what I demonstrate to her every day. You understand? So now some things are falling off of her, but I know it's not easy to capture people's mind who have been entrenched in that kind of bottomless pit of religion. It's hard. I think the role you should play, just keep being that wonderful person you are to your husband, a wonderful person. And when it comes to the issue of religion, if the conversation come up, is you are finding it, you no longer find it palatable to you to have the concept of belief. You just want to know for yourself, and you are a person who is still researching. You know, but what you can appeal to is things around you, humans around you, and things around you can see, you know, and that's what you can appeal to. That's what your mind, you know, can process. I don't want to start bugging my brain. It's a lot of intellectual bandwidth to start applying yourself to something that you cannot see, especially supernatural. You understand? If you have 50 gig in your head and you are giving 40 gig to supernatural, man, that's a waste of time. It is a waste of time. So just keep being like what I do. I don't say, I demonstrate to my wife every day how somebody who is I'm a humanist, and I claim it. I'm an atheist, whatever you want to say. But I demonstrate to her how decent, how upright, or how forthcoming. Like, if we're having a conversation, there's information I want to pass to her concerning something. Oh, this is what I was thinking about. What do you think? When do we talk about it? You know? So I give her room. You understand? So, and she's seeing that every day. She's even saying, man, wow, like I said, I'm learning. I told her I'm learning of myself every day. I hope you're also learning of yourself. And we're learning how to communicate more. I say I'm learning communication skill and listening skill every day. It's not stopping. I say, even me detaching from Christianity, I also open my horizon. It opened me up to a lot of things to learn. So I think that's the best route for me. This is what I've been doing.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Because
Just showing the person, you know, common decency. Like, I'm also a person, because I feel like I'm being judged a little bit. And I told him, like, are you judging me? He's like, no, I'm not judging, but I know he's judging. I feel like I'm being judged.
It's okay for them to be sanctimonious, but like the humanness in you will always be the humanness in you. You're a human being. You're capable of mistake. You're capable of error.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're capable of error of omission, commission, all the error type. You're capable of it. It's just that for people who are believers, they have found a way to mask all those error in religion, right? They mask it in religion. So
yeah, you know what I found out today? I found out that other Christians actually look down to people that are like Catholics, and I'm like,
yes,
yeah, because I grew up as a Catholic. You know, my grandma. That's how I was indoctrinated into religion through my grandmother, because she raised me for, you know, the start of my life. And I didn't know that some Christians like literally look down on Catholics and say they're not actual Christians.
we did in my church. We did in my church back in the days. We thought that all of them are going to hell. That's what we don't even hide it. Pentecostals don't hide it. Yeah. Yeah,
So why are they not considered true Christians?
yeah, because this denominational thing is because the Catholic is, to them, they have a image of worship, which is the Pope. And the Pope is something like a symbol or an image or graven image to them, the way Pentecostals see it. And some of the practices in Catholic, the Pentecostal does not abide by. But these Pentecostals forget that the so-called Bible they read was from the Catholic Church. It's the Catholic that created everything. The canonization of the Bible, the orthodoxy that they believe in about Christ and everything, it was the Catholic that handed everything over. The Catholic, from everything, how the Bible, what was edited, what was put in, and what was accepted, it was Catholic from the get-go, or from 382 BC or whatever. Council of Chalcedon, Council of Constantinople, Nicaea, Council of which one? Trent. A lot of councils where they were hammering all these things together. So Pentecostals, sometimes, now that I know, and I think back and just laugh, I say these people are fooling themselves. They are fooling themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was also a Catholic, just like that brother was saying was a deeper lifer. I was a deeper lifer. Before then, I was a Catholic. You know, the sacrament and everything, I participated in it. I was a man servant in my local Catholic church where I used to attend. Then we were just teenagers. I was in primary 6, primary 6 years then. So it was my school teacher that introduced me to Catholic. So at the point, the few times we were there, me and my cousin, it was fun. We're kids, So the idea that Pentecostals always frown at people who go to, they did it with Anglican too. And those two are the oldest in Nigeria. They're the oldest, even in anywhere in the world.
Yeah, that's true.
It's crazy.
Anyway, that's just how being a Christian is, yeah? Like all judgmental and all that. Looking down on people and thinking your God is almighty and better than everybody, so. I'm also going to ask you, do you guys know this book called the Nag Hammadi Scriptures?
The Nag Hammadi?
Yeah, the scriptures.
Is it the Muslim Imam Mahdi? Or
it's called the revised and updated translation of the sacred Gnostic texts.
Oh, I heard of it. I've not seen it.
Oh, okay.
It's Ahmadine, or is it Ahmadi or so? Ahmadine?
The Nag, Nag, and then Hammadi, Hammadi.
Yeah, I've heard of it long time, but I just brushed it off because, I heard of it when I was a Christian back then. But I brushed it off. I'm like, oh, this is not the canon, to the Christian, the Bible is a closed canon. And because it's a closed canon, we cannot readily accept any other thing that claim to be part of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you guys recommend anything for me to study or read or go through?
If if you want some books, like if you like to read, I would say for me, I did some of Sam Harris's book, The Moral Landscape. I did some of this guy's book. What's this guy's name? This guy that passed on then, Christopher Hitchens. He has The God Delusion. No, The God Delusion is the other guy, the other English guy. What was his name? Richard Dawkins. You know him, right? Oh, she paused. Are you there?
I was on Google whilst you're talking so I can write them down. Let me get a pen.
There's a,
Yeah. All right.
are you
Go
there?
on.
There's The Moral Landscape by Sam Harris. Sam Harris.
Okay.
And there's this guy, the evolutionary biologist, Richard Dawkins, The God Delusion.
Okay. Good delusion.
Yeah.
Who is the author?
Richard Dawkins. Richard Dawkins.
Richard. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I think there are another. There's another one I like. Hold on a second. Sam Harris is. There's
So
another
what are
one.
the books about, basically?
Sorry.
What are the books about?
For God Delusion, you can see by the title, you will have a grasp of what Richard Dawkins was trying to point out. It's just a different contradiction and the delusion which people have been locked in their head about God. So he was debunking it in the book. Why Sam Harris, The Moral Landscape, is like, just the summary is like, there's this landscape of morality that we created for ourselves. And in this landscape, there's uptick and downtick, like that. So the human being have the capacity or the ability to maybe to have a misstep in this moral landscape, to have but we can create that moral landscape for ourselves. It doesn't have to be from some sort of unseen God.
Right. Yeah, because the Bible is sort of like a morality book. Like it tells you, like, you need to do this, to do this, to do this, in order to be a good person and get rewarded at the end of your lifetime in heaven.
Yeah.
Basically.
Then there's another one. I think it was the one that he did before Moral Landscape. It's called The Hand of Faith. That one is also a good read.
By Harris?
Yes, The Hand of Faith. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, guys. So much learning to do. And thank you, Success. Thank you, Asmod and Ray, and behind, can't see your full names, but yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you so much for coming up.
Yeah.
Richard Dawkins was my one of my reasons why I converted. Like, I'm so happy I came across him.
That guy is too sound, though, my brother. The guy just hit the nail on the head. He doesn't like beating around the bush. I love him for that. They like beat around. I love that guy. Yeah. There was something he said about, there's this clinical psychologist. He just gained popularity during the COVID era. His name is Jordan Peterson. The reason why I started following him is because I read one of his books that was very impactful, and I liked the book. So I just thought that this guy was a decent person when it comes to how human beings should organize themselves. But I started discovering that he is the person who's promoting and making excuses for the white power structure, and how there's no excuse for what they have done in history. It's almost like whatever they have done, it was for the postmodernist era to succeed. But his 12 rules for life was very impactful, no doubt. So then he debated. He had a conversation with Dawkins. This guy loved to speak all these clinical terminologies, and Dawkins said, no matter how you speak all these jargons and nonsense, it does not excuse the fact that many Christians still take what the Bible wrote literal. They take it literally. But now you are saying he's doing a series on the Bible. Jordan Peterson is everywhere doing a series on the Bible. He's trying to metaphorize all the characters and all the sayings in the Bible using analogy, using some sort of pattern recognition. He doesn't want to accept that Christians take these things as truth and literal, but he's ascribing a deep meaning to these characters and what they say, and trying to use that as a philosophical moral philosophy for a better word to be engendered, so to say, or the moral lessons that they teach.
You know, even if Richard Onke is becomes a Christian, which I highly doubt, I will still argue against him. That's the type of person I am. Like, no dogma here. I'm not doing this because
no dogma. Straight up.
Exactly.
So that's why Richard Dawkins was saying to one of the guys, said, there's a story about the flying teapot and the flying teapot and the spaghetti monster. Do you believe that something like that existed? But people don't believe it. But it's just like any good literary work that people write, that is so real and everything. Do you believe stuff like that exists? Harry Potter exists? Nobody will believe it. No Christian will believe it. But they believe all the woo-woo and all the superstition in that book. Why would you believe that? You know, it's crazy.
You know, personally, I like the fact that people are now hitting Islamic religion very, very hard. You know, it's very hard for you to find death on that religion. If you search it on Google, controversial tests, you won't see anything. Like the way these people protect their religion is actually wild. Like, you will hardly see any controversial thing about Islam. It's very hard.
That's why they don't proselytize. That's why they don't preach to people. All they do is give birth to children and marry many wives to create more population in the religion. They want to make it so close. And Christianity now is a little bit open for criticism, conversation, and debate. Christianity wasn't like that during the Inquisition, during the Knight Templars and whatnot. Christianity was closed because if you are heretic, you are going. Your head is removed. Period. Or you are burnt to the stake. But now Islam is playing that role that Christianity played. Now Christian has been modifying, remixing, mirroring. They seep to every society as much as they can in order for people to accommodate, and so that they are compliant to society. They did that powerfully. But now Islam is still finding some way to do that in a certain way. But it's not. I don't think it's possible yet. Maybe their leaders will remiss it and erase it. You know, I don't know how they are going about that.
Yeah, and if Islam doesn't do anything about this, their violence in the Quran, at least modify the way Christians are changing their Bible versions, they are changing some certain words inside. If they don't do that, in a very few years, their religion will go extinct, because people that are coming up now, they're beginning to see Islam for what it is. They're seeing verses that you will never see an Islamic, even when, if you bring verses for an Islamic person to read for you, you will try and twist the words, and if you call him out on it, he will tell you that it's because you don't understand Arabic, so you have no right to question him. So yeah,
it's sad that for them, I'm afraid it could be harder for the new generation to also peel away from the religion, just like we have most Gen Z and Gen Alpha from the Christian parents. They are all mostly peeling away because Christian have become so open. But Islam, the reason why it will be harder, because I've seen some people in the West, you know, where people from Palestine and Pakistan and whatnot, because they are born into this family, my brother, even the person they marry is highly monitored. The person their daughter married is highly monitored. There's a girl I work with. She's from Palestine. This girl, there's a guy there where I also work. The guy is from Ghana. This girl liked that guy. In fact, she told me about it. So we were having a conversation because she knew I'm married, you know. So she's very free to talk to me most now because they respect people who are married. So, and I said, I know that you and Kelvin, you have a thing for each other and whatnot. And she said, oh, you see, but the struggle is just the family issue and the rest. See, they still fall back to that. It's because of religion. It's seriously because of religion. And that boy is from Ghana. You know, some Ghanaian parents, they are very particular about Christianity. But there's a possibility that that guy, even if he wants to be a neutral guy, he can because he's from a Christian home. The worst that can happen, they may not tolerate it. Not all Christians may ostracize him. But for the Muslim family, it's more like how do they call it? Apostate. Like it's haram. For some, it's like haram, it's forbidden. Their men sometimes are allowed to marry non-believers, but there are women, my brother. Except you are a very ardent believer in Islam and you are from Africa. Yes, that room may be there. But say, oh, you're not from... And Ghana and Nigeria are known to be very Christian, super Christian nation. So is that situation, their people, sometimes it's not like they don't have awareness of the things around them and how they can cope with. They are very self-aware. They are very, they know how to analyze the society they live in and whatnot. They want to make room for other people, but they are still held back by this belief system and their family. The family is a huge roadblock, you know, to their issue. I remember the movie I watched back in the day. It's called Not Without My Daughter, where this physician who was an Islamic guy married to an American, and they were living in some sort of place in the U.S. where he was working, and suddenly because of family issues, he said he wants to go back home. And the wife was skeptical because it's a Muslim, predominantly Muslim home. She was scared. And they already have a daughter. And this guy went back home. Long story short, he did not tell the wife he was going to stay. That he's not coming back to the US. When they got there, the wife got to know that he's not coming back to the US. The woman was distraught. Made an attempt to leave and go to American embassy. No way. No American embassy there. So this guy ended up using his family as a guard to protect against this woman's escape. You know, so it's hard for people who are married to them, or it's hard for them to marry other men. It's difficult. It's difficult. But Christians have played their card very well. They played it very well. There are many versions of Christianity. There are some they'll tell you they are spiritual. They are not religious.
Christianity take a while for Christianity to like vanish entirely. Like it take a very, very long time because of how much you are willing to adapt.
Yeah, they are adaptive. They are adaptive, I swear. It's just like the version of Christ Embassy Christianity is different from the Christianity I came up with. The version of Oyedepo Christianity is a little bit skewed, different from Christ Embassy. It's just there's this major difference. Some will dwell more on faith, but they will tell you that material thing is very important, and they don't even they are not shy in telling you. And some will build their church around the business principle. It's just like Christ Embassy is around business principle. They don't hide it. You understand? If one of the branches is not doing well, they might have to cut it off because that branch is not bringing in money. You have to bring in money. So they don't hide it. They don't hide it. You know? And they have taught most of their members to be very free with each other. Like Christ Embassy, this promiscuity in some of those churches is no problem, bro. It's not an issue. Promiscuity is not an issue in that church at all. At all. So Christians, they play their card very well. They really did. They really did. Just the mind game is superb.
Yeah. No, if you're a Christian, you have many Bible verses, no matter what you believe, that will support you. If I just screw you, say one thing that will support what you to support what you actually think. So like you can cherry pick what you want.
Yeah. You have the menu. You can pick anything in the menu. You can pick anything there. It's crazy. This is garbage, man. It's sad that we, as people that a lot of people that they've been indoctrinated, do not have the capacity to just say, okay, let me check other sources and be open-minded. It's hard. It's hard.
They are taught not to question the Bible. Whatever God says goes. Whatever your pastor says goes. Even questioning the Bible is a very uncomfortable thing for many Christians. If you tell some Christians that go to the church every day about all this questioning, they can run mad.
Yes.
They can run mad.
Yes. Like me, I still have that difficulty sometimes. When me and my wife we having a conversation sometimes, and I'm bringing our attention to certain contradiction and whatnot. Do you know she will just freeze? She will freeze. That conversation don't end. I say it's just a food for thought. Then later I give her time. Then she come back. Then we talk about it. Then she freeze again. Oh my God.
Is that hell concept too? That many of them are scared of going to hell. Hell concept. That it was beautifully made. Even people thousands of years later, people are still scared of it.
Yeah. There's a study that was done in Yale. I think it was in the 80s. There's a group of study that was done to see how human forebrain can be remodified when they are exposed to certain things. So I think the thesis was the propensity of human beings to have a learned helplessness, which is like a learned helplessness when they are faced with certain imagery, certain information and all that. So these people were exposed to certain trauma, about what was happening to people, and trauma, what will happen to people and the rest over a period of time. Do you know physiologically, their forebrain started remodifying. Their forebrain started changing. This is shocking to me. That really like your brain has neuroplasticity, right?
Yes.
Is that same idea? Like their forebrain started remodifying, like this thing started changing shape. It's just like when you have what do you call it? People who have dementia, and you see their brain through a microscope. Their skull actually shrink. Their brain will shrink, become smaller. Man, I was shocked. Just imagine you exposing kids to the fear of the trauma of hell, the trauma of guilt, exposing women to marriages that will almost destroy their life because of religion. They have to be there. You understand? Or men that the marriage is destroying their life because of the commitment to religion. They have to be there because they say for better, for worse. You understand? So you see all these things start remodifying the brain for you to start having Stockholm syndrome. It's a sad thing. It's a sad thing. The trauma and the toxicity that religion provide to people or inflict on people, it's amazing.
Don't worry, one by one. We are waking all of them one by one. One by one. At least we're making some progress.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Oh, Kima was saying he was in the room when the Flying Bee was talking about Islam. Yes, Flying Bee really had a very good presentation about. I think he was having a conversation with another guy who was trying to prove he was intelligent. Yeah.
That busy
Yeah,
mom.
Flying Bee
Yeah,
really
that
did a
guy.
good job. Yeah, he did a good job. He did a good job because Africans still don't know where they are at, especially the religious practicing Africans who are either Muslim or Christians. We still don't know. We don't know we are asleep or we are lost, because where the religion originates from, they still have a night and a daylight difference from whoever wants to be how do you call it, a convert.
Oh, I think he had a call. But just imagine like somebody that speaks the actual language of your holy book, that speaks the actual language of your holy book, comes to tell you that what he actually read from the original version is immoral and everything, and you are coming, you that was indoctrinated here, and you don't even understand the language, you are coming to argue with the person. Oh my God, some people are very silly.
Sorry guys, I had a quick call.
Yeah,
Anybody home?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I think the Islamic community in Africa still don't know that these people still put a wall of difference between you and them. They still do. So I don't care if you're married to their daughter or you are accepted in some of their community. There's still a wall of difference between you and them. They are still very racist towards black people. I don't care if you're Muslim or not. Yeah, it's just like some so-called Christian nation in the West. I don't care if someone like Uganda or South Africa, or Nigeria, who are predominantly Christian, go to that country, they are treated well because, oh, this is the way, all Christians. It's all BS. It's all BS, man. So, yeah. It's busy mom. Yeah. Yeah, the Flying Bee dealt with busy mom very well. I remember that day, man. I remember that day. Yeah. So it's that situation. I think for me though, I believe. You know what I believe? I believe for people who have hope, or I'll say hope, or who have the propensity to change, possibly that are still in church today. I believe those people who read other things, like if they read other things, probably they would dabble into some sort of concept or idea that would challenge their mind or challenge their brain to think something else. And probably from there, they'll start digging more, you know? I first remember when I read, when I started reading, what's this guy? Thomas Paine. You know, I started reading his work. And the guy challenged me like you to be a thinker. This guy was a thinker, man. Damn, I love thinkers. If you read his work called Common Sense, oh my God, these people think. So stuff like that started challenging me at first. For people who are in church today, if they can have the courage to just read, and probably think, read a book that will challenge their mind, I guess they have hope. They might just have hope. Yeah. I pray I should be. I'm not praying. I wish I was the president of Africa, for instance, or Nigeria. The book I will mandate for everybody to be reading as Bible will be our African authors. You'll go bring out all the Shino Achebe, bring out all the what's this guy's name in Ghana, Thomas Nkrumah. It's bring out people like Cyprian Quincy. Things that teach us that we can think. That's what we should be doing. Success, are you there? I got success.